about to sign a beautiful vintage disc cover.
Yep.
It's my pleasure.
Season 1?
It's G.I. Joe.
That's right.
In which I played Spirit.
That's right.
Who had an ongoing battle with Storm Shadow.
Yeah, that was an awesome.
And I played Firefly. It was one of Cobra's right-hand men. So I kind of went left brain, right brain, dark side, light side, upside, downside.
Absolutely.
That was Ripcord jumping out of planes every 5 minutes, and also Cutter, who was always off to the island of no return.
Right, yeah, with the Boston accent.
I better get this thing signed before I just blab my life away.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Gregg. This is Gregg Berger, ladies and gentlemen. What an awesome actor who has voiced so many great characters. One of the voices of our childhood. Yes. My precious.
Your signature is officially authenticated.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Gregg. That's very special.
My pleasure.
Put that in the safe and guard it with my life in a moment there. So many great characters. My personal favorite, like I mentioned, was Spirit and Firefly, Ripcord, Cutter, and Sparks. So many great, Transformers characters. Of course, you got Grimlock and Outback and Skyfire. Odie. Odie and Orson as well.
Yeah,
and,
Wade, you're afraid of everything made.
Yep, and you've done a lot of live action work too. Certainly, I saw you in Mission to Moscow, which is Police Academy 7, I think,
Yuri
right?
Talinsky from Russian Police.
Right, and Agent K, right? The Tommy Lee Jones character?
Yeah, Shoot 'em Jays, the cerebrofactaloid.
Yep, the animated series. So, Gregg Berger, you've done so much great work.
One of the Eeyores for Disney.
That's right, yeah,
Not
one of the great
time,
Eeyores.
but sometimes.
Awesome. So I've seen a lot of interviews with you. You've been very gracious, very generous with your talent, doing your voices on camera for us and everything, and I thank you for that. I normally don't ask actors to do their voices on camera, but you do them anyway, so that's very cool of you. A lot of people ask you about, how you got started, and you've told the story many times about being discovered as a stage actor by the late great director and actor Gordon Hunt.
Absolutely.
Father of Helen, right? But he's a legend in his own right, absolutely.
Very much so.
As is Wally Burr, another voice director that cast you in G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Very much so. I bowed in I'm not worthy humbleness before both of them throughout their lives.
Absolutely.
With such gratitude. They put me on the map and helped me stay on the map.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, talent will get you in the room, but being cool will keep you in the room, they always say. And you guys are obviously the coolest guys ever. I've seen so many interviews with you, so I wanted to ask you a couple of really quick, different questions if I could. A lot of people ask you about being discovered. I wanted to ask you what got you what bit you in the first place, the acting bug? Like, when did that bite you? At what age did you decide you want to do it?
I've been intrigued by voice-driven characters as early as when I used to ride on the bus in St. Louis. I would engage strangers in conversation just to see if they sounded like what I thought they would sound like when they spoke. So I guess it's been a passion since early. But theater wasn't, and acting wasn't. None of it really kicked in until my freshman year of college. I was an English major, and a roommate, a great friend, said they're going outside the theater department casting this English drawing room farce, and they're seeing anyone, and he dragged me, and I got it in opening night. The head of the theater department said, "What are you doing in the English department?" And I said, "I might be a teacher, or I don't know." He said, "Well, keep doing what you're doing, but I urge you to include this in your pursuits." So I ended up with a double major in theater and English, and that's how it happened. So I wasn't used up by the time I was 20. I was just getting started. I still feel like I'm just getting started.
Right, yeah.
Every time I'm handed a script, I feel all those sensors lighting up in my brain.
Absolutely.
It's what I love, and I've been allowed to do what I love, and how many get that privilege. I don't take it lightly.
That's excellent that you still got that passion. And I mean, well, I don't know if you're going to do the live script reading later, but I'm definitely going to audition for it. We'll see how it goes.
I'll be there.
Awesome. It's my dream to read lines with actors, here at TFCON. But the other question I had for you, which is maybe a couple of characters that don't get focused on too much, but maybe deserve a bit more love, are the two characters where you have a fairly similar voice. Corn-fed on Duckman.
And somebody had to look after the duck.
Yeah, exactly. He's on here. Right, he is. Right there. There's Corn-fed. And not only him, but back to Agent K as well. They're very similar, kind of low-registered voices.
Well, I watched too many Dragnets growing up. I got Staccato, Johnny Staccato.
Ah, okay.
That was a show starring John Cassavetes.
Oh, okay.
He was Johnny Staccato for a while.
Oh, cool.
And yours kind of in the same vein if you turn down the speed.
Yeah, I was always wondering, how do you get volume out of that kind of voice? Because I remember asking Tara Strong, who does Raven on Teen Titans, and it's a very, kind of a low register voice, but she can actually sing in that voice. And how do you project and get volume out of that kind of voice?
You don't if you can avoid it, because it diminishes as you increase the volume.
Right.
Mic technique is a basic part of voice work. So there's proximity to the mic that can work out in your favor, and if you have a character that optimizes with that proximity, then go with that. Go with your strong suit. Find out what works. Experiment, and hold on to the things that work and release the things that don't work. It works out, but it involves experimentation.
Right.
There's a cartoon of essentially an iceberg, and the tip, which is sticking out at the top of the water, it says this is the part of your work that's seen, and then the rest of it underwater, it says this is the work. So you have to do the work and realize the more you use it, the better it works. If you're going to do this as a career and not a hobby, it requires some investment of time and energy and maybe financial as well. You have to be all in.
Absolutely, and have the right expectation too. Expect a lot of rejection, right? You got to have tough skin. So
guaranteed.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Odds against surfacing and surviving astronomical.
Absolutely.
But if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will either.
Yeah, definitely. One of the great voices that you've worked with as well, being Lorenzo Music, it was the voice of Garfield and Peter Venkman and my favorite Gummy Bear. I did a lot of cool voices. And now Frank Welker, of course. Frank, a past guest here at TFCON. He's doing the voice of Garfield now, along with you with Odie. Was Lorenzo Music like quite the recluse that everyone said he was? I heard he was a really sweet guy.
He's one of the best humans it's been my experience to know. He was a bohemian and an eccentric and a beatnik, and I loved spending time with him. We enjoyed each other's company. We loved working together. We both knew how to sort of play internet, email. It was a very clever correspondence. I think we admired and respected each other. He was a great guy. He was a shy guy, and I think a lot of times shy gets mistaken for reclusive. It's not the same thing, not at all.
Yeah, totally. And one last thing I'll say before I get out of your hair, Greg, is that
are you in my hair? Did you get in my hair?
We had a mutual friend, a mutual good acquaintance in my regard anyway, of Mr. Jack Angel, who passed away not too long ago. So really miss him, and it's been such a great event here though at TFCON, and I really got to thank you, Greg, for coming out and for answering a few questions with me on camera today.
May Jack rest in peace. He's a phenomenal talent and was a great friend.
Yeah, him and his wife are so awesome.
Very much so.
Well, you're awesome too, Greg. Thank you so much again for coming to TFCON once again.
Thank you.